Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 44 of Diehlman at Halftime, the NBA podcast that tops all others. I'm your host, Larry Diehlman. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, and if you've been a loyal listener, welcome back. We have much to get to today and not a lot of time to do it. We have 5 sections that we'll get into: a general overview of the NBA this week, and our usual highlight, lowlight, random stat, and game of the week. Let's get to our content for the week. With Christmas in the air, 2 teams are already in the giving spirit. The Brooklyn Nets are trading Dennis Schroeder and a second-round pick to the Golden State Warriors for DeAnthony Melton and 3 second-round picks. Schroeder is having one of his better seasons in his career, averaging 18.4 points per game and career highs with 6.6 assists and 38.7% from downtown. He'll fit in nicely with Steph Curry. Meanwhile, Melton had season-ending surgery for a partially torn ACL, so this can be seen as a cap space move for Brooklyn. And with the 1-year deal Melton signed with Golden State, he'll be a free agent over the summer. Are things looking to shake up in the NBA? Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler has been the subject of trade rumors in the last week or so. NBA insider Shams Charania said the Heat are open to a deal that fits them, and Butler and his agent have some teams in mind. These teams include the Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, and the Phoenix Suns. Adding Butler next to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in Dallas would be fun. He'd be a veteran presence on the young Rockets. Butler to Golden State is probably out after the Schroeder deal, and Phoenix is out of assets and most likely money with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. It's weird because Butler's agent, Bernard Lee, vehemently denied these rumors. Charania stood by his reporting, though. Butler has a player option for next season, so he could always decline that and enter free agency. However, at 35 years old, he'll probably opt in regardless of when/if he gets dealt. Finally, Sixers star rookie Jared McCain will undergo surgery for a torn meniscus and is out indefinitely. McCain has been one of the lone bright spots on the Sixers this season, which we've discussed in detail. Joel Embiid slugging a reporter, Tyrese Maxey calling out Embiid for being late to everything, injuries to Embiid, Maxey, Paul George, and McCain, etc., etc. It's Murphy's Law this season in Philadelphia. What can go wrong will go wrong. Hopefully, McCain's injury isn't season-ending. This episode is entitled A Long-Awaited Return. So, who's raising eyebrows at the moment? Let's go to our highlight, the Oklahoma City Thunder. In the words of the rock band AC/DC, you could say the NBA is thunderstruck. Thank you, I'll be here all day. The Oklahoma City Thunder are 20-5, atop the Western Conference, and they're on a 5-game winning streak. They even have the 3rd best record in the league behind Boston and Cleveland. The Thunder went into the offseason and got busy after losing to Dallas in 6 in the Western Conference semifinals. By trading for Bulls guard Alex Caruso and stealing Isaiah Hartenstein away from the Knicks, they beefed up their defense and rebounding. The Thunder's best player is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He averages 30.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, almost 2 steals, and 1 block per contest. Oklahoma City's star-studded trio, who are 26 years old or younger, includes SGA, Jalen J-Dub Williams, and Chet Holmgren. Lou Dort and Kassan Wallace are additional dangerous pieces. The Thunder are in a prime position to make a deep playoff run again. The only ones stopping them will probably be themselves. After all, it's a long way to the top. Yes, my puns are bad. Please don't stop listening to the podcast. Their next game is tomorrow, Tuesday, December 17th at 8:30 p.m. They will take on the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Cup Final at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Let's go to our low light, the Portland Trail Blazers. Will the Portland Trail Blazers ever learn that consistency comes in the form of positive and negative, like they're allowed to be good eventually? The Blazers are 8-18, 13th in the West, and sporting a 6-game losing streak. Portland is in the midst of a long rebuild now that former franchise cornerstone Damian Lillard is in his second year in Milwaukee. Under previous head coach Terry Stotts, Portland was a perennial playoff team. Under Chauncey Billups, not so much. Anthony Simons leads the team with 17.2 points per night. But Scoot Henderson was Portland's top draft choice, third overall in 2023. Henderson gives the Blazers 10.8 points and a team-high 5.1 assists per game off the bench. Shaedon Sharpe, Toumani Camara, and rookie Donovan Clingan are other players to watch out for in the rotation. While the Western Conference is loaded with elite teams and talent, Portland hasn't been trying to take that next step. There's a reason why Lillard left after so many years of being loyal. And is Henderson going to step into that star player role? Coming off the bench as a top 3 pick in year 2 usually isn't a team's or a player's plan. At least Portland is stacking their roster with young talent. Their next game is on Thursday, December 19th at 10 o'clock. They will host the Denver Nuggets. Let's head over to our random stat. With 12,112 career assists, Chris Paul is now second all-time in NBA history in assists, only trailing behind the 15,806 dimes by legendary Utah Jazz guard John Stockton. Paul moved ahead of Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd last Sunday, December 8th, against the Pelicans. Paul was even given a game ball and plaque with the names of every teammate he ever assisted on his way to cementing himself as second all-time. This milestone proves 2 things. First, what an impressive career Paul has had. Second, no one is ever catching Stockton's record. Paul has averaged 9.3 assists per year through 20 seasons with a career high of 11.6 compared to Stockton's 10.5 assists average through 19 seasons with an NBA record of 14.5. Even if Paul played 82 games for the next 4 seasons, averaging 10 assists per game, he'd still be well short of Stockton. And CP3 hasn't played 82 games since 2014-15. Paul said the other day that he's only playing for another season or 2. Regardless of who's on top, what a better way to finish out a legendary career than playing alongside Victor Wembanyama. Paul has had plenty of great teammates over the years, which has led to plenty of great highlights and dimes. He certainly has a spot reserved for him in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Finally, let's go to Game of the Week. For this week's Game of the Week, let's do the New York Knicks at Minnesota Timberwolves. This game is on Thursday, December 19th at 9:30 p.m. It also happens to be Karl Anthony Towns' return to Minnesota. Cat, the first pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, started every game played across 9 seasons in a Timberwolves uniform, 573 regular season games, 32 playoff games, and 3 play-in tournament games. He helped Minnesota advance to the Western Conference Finals last year for the first time since 2004. Like we discussed in last week's highlight, Towns is having a solid year for the Knicks. The 2 main guys in the Towns trade were Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo is having a down year compared to last year. Randle is at about his averages. The Timberwolves without Cat in general have been questionable. But I have no doubt that the Minnesota faithful will greet their former star with thunderous applause. I'll side with the Knicks, 118-115. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on social media. I have 2 X or Twitter accounts and 2 Instagram accounts. The podcast accounts are under @Diehlman_NBA for both X and Instagram. My personal X account is @LarryDiehlman18, and my personal Instagram is @Mr_Sports18. They're also in the description on Buzzsprout, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to spread the word about Diehlman at halftime. See you next time, fellow Hoops fans.